Welcome, race fans, to the Rescreened LLC Late Model Tour. This is the season finale of Season 3 here, our last race of the year for this series. And we are at IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park. Very fun track. I think we've put on some great races here, and my guest in the booth has won here in this series before, Justin Wilson. What do you think we got lying ahead for us tonight?
Well, we definitely got some good side-by-side racing lined up for us. That top line is going to show its dominance tonight, so it's going to be a matter of who can get to each other's outside, most likely, and get that run off them turns, or who can throw the ultimate Hail Mary into the corners off the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely going to be top line dominant, but yeah, I mean you can really ride that apron and try to generate a run, but yeah, it's going to make for a very exciting race. Like I said, we had a really good run here before. It was a lot of fun, but yeah. So last race of the season, I guess we'll get into the points real quick. What it's looking like. We have Justin Brooks, obviously your champion. I think we crowned him essentially a couple weeks ago. He was locked into it, but yeah, we still have a little bit of a battle for. I guess it would be P3 because Devin Jack is not here tonight. So I think Sean is pretty much locked into P2 unless he misses the feature. And yeah, so Ryan Phillips, David Hill, they kind of have a chance to get up to P3 here tonight. And then we got it's pretty tight for 6th through 10th too. Aiden Neese, Evan Pienta, Scotty Phillips, Curtis Kearns, and Robert Brobst. I'm still pronouncing his name wrong. I've known him for like 3 years now. Well, but
It'll be all right. Yeah, like you said, the battle going to come down to Ryan just kind of driving through the field here and see what he can do. Capture that third place finish with Devin Jack being able to miss. And drop weeks may play a role in, but I'm pretty sure just from this race alone, right, it's going to kind of determine where he finishes, as well as with Sean Johnson, just making sure he makes the feature.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I guess because we have a little bit of time here, but yeah, we're gearing up for our qualifying in about 2.5 minutes. We'll once again go over our format. It's a 5-minute qualifying session. Top 14 make the feature. The top 10 are inverted. So if you get the pole, you have to start 10th in the feature. Yeah. Then we will have two 10-lap heats after that. Top 5 from each heat make the feature. So all in all, it's going to be 24 cars, and yeah, so it's to have a bit of a battle coming from the fastest car in qualifying has to work its way through the field. It's made some very exciting racing so far this season, and yeah, we're looking forward to one more.
Yep, the last one, man. And then we got a couple of months off before the series kicks back off. So these guys, this is the last chance to get that join the kind of the leaderboard, I would say, of wins, because we've only had 3 different winners this entire season. So we're looking for that 4th new winner.
Yeah, it's very possible we get one tonight, but yeah, I wouldn't doubt if Justin goes out with a bang here too. He's been very good at all these tracks, and
Well, I know he did mention that IRP is one of his favorite tracks to race at. So, I mean, we've seen how dominant he was all season. There's no doubt in my mind he won't be dominant in this race. But you never know, man. We might have some wild horses out here. Looking at practice here, got some drivers that are pretty close in times.
yeah, absolutely. We got the leaderboard up now. Scotty Phillips only about a 10th off of Brooks. Ryan Phillips is right there with him. Lucas Longmire's up there too. Sean Johnson's been running good all season.
But we're definitely at a track that's going to be difficult to pass. And I say that because of the few races we've run here, and even earlier today we ran the street stock race. It's a very difficult track to pass because it's easy to defend your position, because if you just as long as you don't give up that outside line, you're in the preferred lane. And so unless they just absolutely send it on you, they're going to be stuck behind you. So it's going to be tough to navigate through traffic. But some of these quicker guys, we've seen them do it week in and week out. But it's going to be a little more challenging in a track like this.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, so we got a couple seconds here until qualifying gets going. We're going to go into our last time of the season. We have the Team Goon Squad Fans Choice Award. Uh, it's down to the wire here. I'm not sure exactly the votes for late model, but there's still absolutely an opportunity to get your favorite driver a $50 gift certificate to our merchandise site ran by Team Goon Squad. Really cool deal. We appreciate that. They got all kinds of stuff, shirts and all that. And last chance. So get out there and vote for your favorite driver if you got a family member running or a friend or something. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's free money, right? So here we are. We're into qualifying. Looks like we have first car. Well, there's a lot of cars on the track right now, but we'll watch Aiden Neese coming off of a solid top 3 run last week. Looks like we got maybe the wrong number on his car, but that's okay. I think he he was trying to fix it in practice, and it must not have worked.
I definitely see his number in mine, so may need to do a little refresh when we got downtime.
Yeah, let's try. Nah, that didn't work. But it was worth a shot. But yeah, we see he is. I know my grid's messed up, but Sharn Hill so far is the top spot with a 22.493. He just got beat up by Lucas Longmire.
Yeah, I've noticed too, a lot of these drivers are putting it down times quicker than they were in practice. Definitely showing that the track is starting to speed up a little bit. Right now, Sharn Hill with his second lap being as quick as puts him right now P1 with a 4.41. Still waiting on some drivers that we know are good qualifiers. Justin Brooks, Ryan Phillips, Sean Johnson's kind of struggling qualifying a little bit this season, but with what he knows what's on the line, I'm sure he's going to put a quick time down here as he's pulling out on the track right now.
Yep, absolutely. We got eyes on Dylan Potts here. He's made a decent run here. P3 on the board so far. And we have, we'll take a look at Johnson. Yeah, so let's kind of critique the line here. Once again, it's a multi-groove track, but you see the fast way around is really like just a lane off the wall, like a lane and a half off the wall, it looks like. And see, he kind of cuts down on exit there a little bit. But I don't know if you're going to be able to do that during the race.
I don't want to disagree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you. The actual fast line around here is right between, there's a little spot between that first seam right above it and the striped white lines that go around that. If you get your left sides right in there, that's the money line.
Yeah.
And that's right where Sean's running a little bit lower, but I mean, I put him P2 on the board right now with a 464, kind of running that middle lane.
Yep, it looks like he had figured it out, just as you were saying it. Maybe he's watching, but yeah, we say that we didn't catch it, but Brooks to the top of the boards to a 22.265.
Yep, 265, and going back and just kind of looking at the replay, right, it's right where I was talking about, right at that seam, right below the white stripe lines. That is where the speed is for hot lapping, and I'm sure that's where the speed's going to be for this race throughout the night. But at the same time, you're going to run that line for the fast way around, but you're going to kind of run higher for that defensive line, especially if you're back in traffic. So we only got one car left to go out and qualify, and he's pulling out on the back straightaway now. That's Scotty Phillips in the number 29 AMC GameStop machine.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like most of our grid is set. And yeah, first lap, P2.
Yeah, you can see that was a beautiful turn 1 and 2, right in the line where you need to be for that quick lap. Let's see how he does in turn 3 and 4 here. Runs a little bit higher, starts to bring it back down right into the middle. It's a great run off the corner of this lap, maybe a little bit quicker. It is not 461, but it's still second place. Puts him right on the outside front row here.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're getting cut off. Looks like our last driver that makes it into the feature is Jake Maki, who doesn't have to worry about running into the heat races tonight to make it in. Vincent Weaver is going to start first in heat 1, and who's that? I'm going blind here.
Aiden
Caleb Hill. Caleb
no.
Hill is going to start P1 in the heat race number 2.
Yes, so
we're starting off on the grid here for our heat race number 1 is the number 1 of Benson Weaver in the Hero Cards Camaro. I missed who was second. Aiden Neese in the Scratch Kitchen Chevy. Third place, Evan Pienta. He's driving the, Mitchell Racing machine. James Danforth in the 88 Mom and Pop's machine. Still got that throwback. Garrett Lane. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the thing here.
It went pretty fast. It's okay.
Garrett Lane in the Superior was that Molnar welding machine. And then rounding up in 6th place, AJ Maglio. And AJ's running the, the F-Bomb Diesel Performance machine. It looks good. And I believe he's got the Challenger logos on that machine. It's looking sharp. It's a beautiful red color machine back there.
Yeah, I think he had that paint job last week, and yeah, definitely really, really cool, kind of shiny paint job, shiny numbers,
Yeah, don't want to critique it.
That.
Need a little spec map, a little adjustment there, but all in all, amazing looking machine. But tonight's heat race is only going to have one driver go home. There's only one driver going to go home tonight, and it is from this heat race. So whoever finishes last in this heat race is the only person that's not making field tonight.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen all season, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's good. I hate sending people home, so I only have to feel bad for one person this week.
Yeah. But that one person's going to miss out on this last race. The last race till next year. So officially, I mean, we'll have races between here and then, but this is it. This is the last race of the season. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, there we go. Pace car is off. Benson Weaver leading the field to the green.
They got him stacked up. A long way around to the restart zone. Benson takes off. Beautiful jump from Benson on the inside line. He's definitely going to clear Aiden going into the turn number 1 here, but Aiden kind of has that preferred line. Kind of want to be careful not to run too far up in the marbles, but look at Evan Pienta down there on the apron trying to get a run to clear Danforth. But Danforth still hangs tight on the outside.
Yeah, Aiden Neese was also able to sort of get a run low. He's now side-by-side with Benson for the lead. Yeah, not able to clear. It looks like that high side momentum, like you said, is paying off.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's going to be difficult to pass here unless you just throw, like we were saying, just a Hail Mary slide job just to get up into that preferred lane. But you can see Aiden starting to get a little tight, bumps up into Benson Weaver, but around goes Aiden off turbo, and then, oh no, AJ McLeod sees the spin, loses control himself, and crashes into Aiden Neese, who was down on the inside.
Oh, no. Well, we're going to have to go back and look at that again. Looks like it did bring out the caution, so... Yeah, he just gets loose in the middle of the corner, though. I mean, just really trying to keep it off of Benson because he had sent it in so low. Maybe a little bit of contact. And
well, Aiden, on that inside line, it's definitely difficult because you really need, if you want to maintain that underneath somebody, you really got to put the power down. And it just showed that holding that power down really got that car upset. And the contact probably didn't help either.
not at all. Yep. Yeah, we'll go on board while we're under caution here and see just how it looked for Aiden Easter.
Yeah, you could definitely see just how loose that car got there as he was underneath. That's a little bit of contact. He was trying to stay off of him. Once that thing snapped around, it's hard. Like you mentioned, there's not much steering rotation on the front end of these cars, so it's hard to recover from a spin.
Yeah,
But Aiden East is bringing it down pit road. Probably going to try and take a look at that. I believe that was the left rear that got hit. From AJ Maglio kind of losing it, trying to avoid the wreck, and ends up getting in it.
Yeah, and
But
we did see on Maglio's car the front end is a little banged up, but it's I don't think it was too terrible. Try to see if we can find a camera where we can see it. Yeah, it's definitely pushed in quite a bit.
Well, if we could go back on some highlights from the rest of the from the previous races of the season, we know that these cars can take a beating. I mean, remember back at the beginning of the season, he raced. Somebody went through the opening at Irwindale and still almost made it back into the feature. So,
yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest highlights of the season, in my opinion. That was it. We'll never forget that one.
That being said, we are on lap 2. We'll take the green. Aiden East right now, kind of in that outside looking in spot. Definitely has a fast car, and we've seen it in these first 2 laps, and as well as, man, I got the hiccups. I'm sorry, as well as in practice. So he's definitely got the car to get there, but you know these guys are going to be very, very aggressive to try and stay in these transfer spots as we line them up. Evan Pienta on the outside of Benson Weaver. Long way around to take the green. Benson jumps it pretty early. Beautiful start again. Pulls up right in front of Evan Pienta as they go into turn number 1. But look at Aiden East back there in the transfer spot. Right up on the outside, up against the wall. Pulls it down and pulls right in front of AJ Maglio on the F-bomb machine. AJ Maglio is now that guy on the outside looking in. You know he's going to be driving it deep now, trying to gain some spots.
Yeah, now is the time. You only got 7 laps to go here, and yeah, so far, you know, not really making a charge at it, but looks like we might still have a battle for the lead here. I think Evan is very hungry for a win of some sorts, even in the heat.
Hey, a win's a win, right? Doesn't matter how you get them. Like I said, running at a bottom line, trying to pass for the lead is going to be difficult tonight. You're really going to have it. I feel like if you're going to have a shot, you're going to have to really drive it deep into the corner on the outside and make it stick. That's really going to be your winning move, I believe, to really get past a leader like Benson Weaver is, because he's running the perfect line right in the middle of the track.
Yeah, it's essentially making that car as wide as he can. And Evan might have enough of a run here to really send it in. I don't think he went low enough, but he might be able to... Nah, he's still going to fall back. Fall back into the clutches of James Danforth.
Yeah, we got 4 to go. Garrett Lane falls back into the 5th position. AJ Maglio still outside looking in, but he is really falling back. That damage probably has done a number on that car from the earlier incident on that right front. But these guys are battling up ahead. Aiden East is just picking them off one by one. Danforth in the wall right on the outside of Aiden East, but he clears them, gets right on by Aiden, pulls right up in front of him, and around goes Aiden right off the front bumper of James Danforth. He slid right up in front of him, and Danforth said, "Nah, I'm good, man."
Oh, no. That might put us where this ends under caution, and whoever they call for that wreck is going to be the one going home, I think. But let's get back and get a little bit better look at it and see if we can, you know, kind of judge it for ourselves here. But
I mean, it was close, but it was clean, right? Aiden got the clear. I mean, he knows that he has to really get into that middle upper line to be to defend that position. And just Danforth, you know, it's heat races, man. We're racing to make it in, but at the same time, we're in the feature right where we're at. So, break for AJ Maglio though, because that's one, possibly two positions, depending on who they call the incident on and move to the tail. So, it's a break for the 03 machine. But Aiden Neese, kind of heartbreak because he's running good in points, and he kind of needs to make the feature to really gain positions in the championship points. And right now, it's not looking like he's going to make it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we will get a restart. We might. We're kind of right on the edge of time, whether or not it would allow for one. But it looks like maybe we will. Yeah, it looks like they're doubling up. So, yeah, Aiden Neese is going to have one more chance. Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe we're seeing lights on the pace car still on. We do get a few extra minutes due to pace laps, so we will see if they make it one to go. And this will be a green-white checkered, essentially, if we get back going.
Yeah, I hope we do, but I'm kind of doubting it now.
Yeah, if we don't double up here, this may be it, and that'll be heartbreak for that 24 machine. Didn't hear anything from race control either.
Lights are out. We just saw Benson pull off the track.
Still on. Oh, no, they're definitely off. You are correct. Yep, they just went out. You are correct. Double file them up. Boys, we're going to have us a green-white checkered.
Yeah, let's let's go out on a high note here with this heat race format, and hopefully we see a good battle for the transfer.
It's our last heat race one of the season. They got them stacked up. What a weird start we got here. Nobody's stacked up, but the green flag's out.
Yeah, that
AJ Maglio got a bad start. What happened?
What just happened?
They called the race right as they took the green. They called the race right as we took the green.
I want to go back and see that.
And that's going to put Aiden Neese out of the feature.
Wow.
Oh, man. So moving on to the grid for heat race number 2, so I don't get too far behind. Caleb Hill in the, wait for it, Wadsworth Motor Cars Inc. machine is going to start pole. Lane nicely rocking the Wadsworth Motor Cars Inc. machine. Bob Belshaw in Team 53 machine. 4th place, Jacob Phillips, number 77, Broke Man's Racing Mustang. And James Barker, I know we missed last race, but he's here tonight looking for a good finish in the RTW 21 management machine. I believe I said that correctly. RTW 21. Yeah, I did. Oh, he's rocking a Pontiac Firebird. I didn't mention that.
Yeah, those cars always look cool. We've seen quite a few of them run throughout the season. That and the Cadillac. We know Brooks and looks like Caleb Hill has been running the Cadillac a lot. Kind of not what you would expect to see on an oval car, both of those, right? So,
yeah, pretty much. But I'm still kind of torn from that last heat race there, man. That's a bummer. Aiden Neese just was he sitting 4th, 5th in points? That's heartbreaking.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is.
But enough of that. We're on to heat race number 2. All of the drivers make it into this race. We only had one driver go home tonight, and that would be Aiden Neese in the 27 machine. But Caleb Hill has control of the start as they come off turn 4. He waits. They're off. A little bit of a slow start, but Lane nicely gets a beautiful jump on that outside lane, but Caleb Hill throws it in deep. I'm pretty sure Lane in this number 8 machine is going to have the run off the turn. He sure does. He is going to clear Caleb Hill going into turn number 3. But, oh, my goodness, you couldn't get any closer to the wall. He is rim riding around this track. That
Yeah,
little bit of
definitely.
hiccup that he had. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That definitely pulls Hill back in. It looks like you might be able to clear him here. And Belshaw is inside of the 8 now, too.
Yeah, Caleb Hill is running the apron in these turns right now. Looks like he settled it out. He's running towards the bottom. Bob Belshaw looking in second place, looking to make it in tonight's feature on a good note. James Barker, as mentioned, we didn't see him last week, but he's rocking that outside line right now in P3 and the number 28 machine.
Yeah, pretty calm heat so far, other than the 8 kind of getting the wall and losing some spots. But,
well, let's not jinx it yet. All right.
yeah, I guess the battle is for second place here. Bob Belshaw still holding off Barker. Barker looks like he gets a little bit of a run, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to make a move.
Yeah, you can definitely tell James is running that higher line, getting the arc, really getting the run down the straightaways on Belshaw. But Belshaw is kind of running that middle lane right where he needs to run for the preferred lap time.
Yeah, definitely not much you can do at this point. Smart thing is to just kind of ride it out and, get a feel for how it's going to drive in the feature. But
yeah, these guys are putting on a good show here. Already on lap 6. Coming to 4 to go. Man, I'm sorry. Had a brain fart there. Couldn't math.
yeah, we got 5 on the board coming to, 4 laps to go. And
Barker with a great run there. Definitely looks onto the inside. I mean, they're side by side, but Bob, like I said, Bob Belshaw has the preferred line right now. James, he's holding it loose. Look at that. What a save coming off turn 2. Yeah, he's definitely not holding anything back in this heat race. I mean, these guys know they're locked in, so they're just fighting for starting position. So, I mean, one car is essentially 2 positions. Oh, we got a car on the wall up ahead. Caleb Hill just hits the wall going to 1. Bob Belshaw takes the lead from it.
Yeah, we saw the smoke there. I wonder if he just got in a little too high, or I don't know. It seems like maybe he was pushing a little too hard for the gap he had out front. But.
Well, for coming to 2 to go, what Caleb Hill thought he had this in the bag, now is a 3-car battle for the lead. We're going to see who's going to start in 15th place. Oh, excuse me, 16th place.
Yeah. Coming to the white flag.
He's like I said, he's definitely coming off turn 4 to take the white flag. I know we probably don't say this much, but Bob Belshaw's got a rocket ship up there in the lead. Caleb Hill's looking. What's he going to do? His only option now is to probably just send it down low. See if he can pull a slide job on him.
Not definitely quite enough.
Definitely looks like it there, but it was a wonderful 3-car battle there for the finish. Bob Belshaw takes home heat race number 2. Caleb Hill trailing right there in second. James Barker in third. Lane Nicely fourth. And Jacob Phillips rounding off 5th place. But all drivers move on to the feature.
Yeah, that was an excellent heat race there. That's exactly what we want to see. Yeah, I think probably the best heat race we've had all season. There was almost no contact outside of a couple cars getting in the wall, and very respectful race.
And that's what's going to come in this feature race. We know it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, we got a little warm up here. You can see, the guys kind of getting ready for the race. See what kind of times they're hitting. See if anybody's picked up from the heats. And, I don't know, talking to myself. Don't mind me. But.
That'll be all right, John.
Yeah, we ain't talked about him yet, other than we ain't had him on screen yet. But yeah, your championship winner, he has it locked up. Justin Brooks, he's out here getting warmed up. Looks like he's running a little bit lower right now. Maybe trying to get a feel for how to make those passes coming from 10th place.
Well, he was watching Caleb Hill in that heat race running that bottom line.
It's very true.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my grid here in order because for some reason my stuff's all messed up. Who said we were good at this thing? You know what I mean?
Absolutely nobody. Yeah, well, looks like we got a couple guys in the chat. Once again, Dustin Bawley, yeah, we appreciate you coming out, chatting with us and watching the race, and see you Thursday night. Then Rob Liedel said, "What's up, boys?" Yeah, Rob didn't run late models with us this season, but he's still running trucks, and yeah, we're glad he came out tonight too.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm seeing here in this practice. We're seeing a lot of clean running here. These guys getting these last minutes of practice in. A lot of single file racing, a lot of side by side, but from what we've seen in a heat race, it's definitely a matter of who can protect that outside line. And then what it's going to boil down to as well is, you know, we know Brooks has to drive from 10th on to the front, but how much are these drivers going to, you know, hold them back a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last week. That's ultimately what, you know, mired him in the back. He ended up a few laps down. It was, you know, just having to race those guys like really hard to get through the field. And they had made contact with Evan a few times. But yeah, here we go.
Well, I definitely got the grid ready this time. I am prepared.
Well, I will try to help you out, but so far it seems like it's not working.
Just tell me when to go, or I'll go now.
There you go.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, starting on pole right now, Tristan Hill in the Macrod Shop machine. David Hill starting second with the Wadsworth Motor Cars Camry. Second row, starting third, Curtis Carnes in the VP Racing Fuels. On his outside, Ryan Phillips in the GameStop machine. Dylan Potts right there behind him in the Ohio Ford. Lucas Longmire in the Shore Road Seafood. Sean Johnson there in 7th place in the RC Cola Ford with Sharn Hill right there on his outside in the Ghost Camaro. Starting 9th, Scotty Phillips. And they're also in the GameStop machine. They get them confused. Justin Brooks, our Evan Pienta's Designs Pole Award. And his Justin Brooks Design Caddy. He's running a Caddy tonight. William Cameron starting in the 11th position in the SpongeBob Chevrolet with Robert Brobst in the Woodford Reserve Charger. Right there behind him, I know I'm a little behind, I'm sorry, but Clifton Simmons in the SME Specialized Mobile Exhibits machine with Jake Maki in the Mythic Metals Charger. I'm going to tell you what, I like that Charger. The number 1 machine of Benson Weaver, number 1 Hero Cards Chevrolet, Hero Cards Camaro. Bob Belshaw, heat race winner in the Team 53 machine. Evan Pienta in the Mitchell Racing. Caleb Hill following behind him in the Wadsworth Motor Car Inc. James Sanforth in the Mom and Pops machine. James Barker in the RTW 21 Management. The 54 machine of Garrett Lane, the Superior Monar welding machine. And rolling off, or his outside, is Lane Nicely in the Wadsworth also Motor Cars Inc. machine. And then on the last row, AJ Maglio in the F-Bomb Diesel. But, you know, he made it in right there with that last little incident that happened. He barely made it in. But then on his outside, Jacob Phillips in the Broke Man's Racing Mustang. How'd I do, Johnny? Good talk, Johnny. We're moving on. We got the lights out on the pace car. We're going green. Got it at right in time. Tristan Mahue, he's got it. Starting on pole, he's in the catbird seat. David Hill on his outside, waiting to hit it. He takes off early. We're under green flag racing. They kind of backed up a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there, but it's like he hesitated a little bit, but we keep it green. They go off into turn 1, 3 wide already, sort of towards the back here. They settle it back down. They're back 2 wide. I'm going to tell you what, the battle is definitely on for the lead. They are side by side. David Hill on the outside of, how did I forget his name? Tristan already. Man, I'm getting horrible at this. My apologies, Tristan. Oh, a little bit of contact there as they go into 1, but Dylan Hill's going to definitely clear him. He takes over the position. They're still side by side, but that outer line is starting to show us dominance as they're starting to freight train the bottom line right now. These guys are going to be fighting to try to get back onto the top. They are definitely stacking them up right now. Sharnhill into the outside wall with Brooks, just misses him, gets right underneath him, but a little bit of contact with Sean Johnson there going into the corner. Man, there's a lot of action out here on the track. Johnny, you back yet?
Oh, you couldn't hear me that whole time. That's nice. Yeah.
No, I could not.
Yeah, I thought I was just interrupting you, but yeah, this has been absolutely crazy. You just see a wad of cars going through turn 4, coming into turn 1 here, and really good race so far, though. Really seeing both lanes kind of working, and it's a little bit of chaos, but
well, I can definitely, your hard charger is right now. That is Justin Brooks, who's already looking underneath Tristan there for the 4th position, but thinks better of it. But look at that, man! Look how he could just send it in that corner and make it stick. He's running that preferred line. But Tristan has the preferred line for the run off the corner, but slips up a little bit. They're side by side going into turn 3. He's just picked them off one by one, and in 5 laps, he's already picked up 6 positions. He is a man on the move.
On a mission. I thought we were going to have the same thing. We tried.
Hold on. We finish each other's sandwiches, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
he's a little bit of contact back here in the back with James Barker and Garrett Lane. A little bit of contact, a little sideways there, but they held on to it. Evan Pienta a little bit sideways there, trying to pass Bob Belshaw. Not sure what happened to Evan Pienta. He's really fallen back. Well, I take that back. He's pretty much right where he started.
Yeah, he was. He had to race in through the heat. So, really, I think he's maybe up a position. I'm not sure, but yeah, it seems like everything's pretty tame so far.
Battle is on for 2nd place, and what I thought would be, you want the outside line. Oh, is Ryan Phillips into the outside wall? I figured you would want that outside line to keep the run off the corner, but Justin Brooks has proven me otherwise. He is just passing everybody on the inside. He has already caught your leader of David Hill.
Yeah, that he has. You can just see the momentum he's able to carry. And makes that move to the inside. Let's see if he can cut down, keep alongside for the straightaway, and probably pull off a slide job into turn 3.
Yeah, David Hill is definitely challenging the outside, but he kind of washes up a little bit, leaving Justin Brooks enough room to get that run off the corner, but he's definitely holding on tight. David Hill is not going to give it up. Justin Brooks with a slide job going into turn 1. He clears him. New leader, 33, Justin Brooks. Already on the championship, already locked it up. Hey, what's one more for the books?
Absolutely. 10 laps, 10 positions. You see the 43 is really trying. He doesn't want to let Justin get away. But, yeah, right now it's, what, about 3 car lengths, and it's probably only going to increase from there. But
yeah, I mean, that was a wonderful charge just to see coming through the field. I mean, started in 10th position, and here we are 10 laps into the race. Already takes the lead spot. Can anybody catch that 33 machine?
Well, they're going to have 89 laps to do it, if they are. So far, he hasn't pulled away like I thought he would. He's kind of staying within striking distance, probably by design, to kind of save his tires up. We got
our first yellow of the night. We got Bob Belshaw in the grass down here. Looks like he got turned off of the nose of the 55 machine of Evan Pienta down the back straightaway here.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look. See, Bob's running that middle high line. Evan tries to dive low on exit. Yeah, Bob came off the wall there a little bit. And yeah, I don't think Evan was expecting that. And yeah, he just gets spun around. That's not too big of a deal.
Yeah, no contact with any of the walls. So that Team 53 Chevrolet, no damage. He just kicked back up on the tail end of the field here and get back at it. I'm going to tell you what, that was a great run, a little 12-lap run that we had there. Good hard racing. So kind of going through here and looking at some of our biggest movers of the race. I mean, clearly we have our biggest mover is right now is Justin Brooks, who started in 10th place and has moved all the way up to first. And a driver that I noticed kind of like the complete opposite, who started pole and is currently in 10th place, is Tristan. They kind of just swap positions.
Yeah, absolutely. Tristan Mayhew's one that we don't talk too much about, and yeah, I mean, very cool to see him up front. Normally, like I said, we don't talk much about him. He's kind of minding his P's and Q's, kind of staying out of the limelight a little bit. So cool to see him out here and getting a little TV time, right?
Oh, 100%. And there may be a little bit of strategy involved. One thing, I mean, comparing cars to cars is not really a good thing, but, just from the street stock race we had a little bit earlier, after about 25 laps, the rear tires were getting a little heated, so the cars were getting a little sideways. So maybe just trying to save the tires for this long 100-lap race.
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah, with kind of taking the wider line, you're in the gas more and going to burn up the tires more. It's possible we'll see that come into effect. Right now, so our battle for, I guess it was second or third in points, I'm sorry, because Devin Jack, I believe it was Ryan Phillips that was right behind him, right? So far, having a really good run. He's going to gain a lot of points here and, maybe make a charge for that position.
Well, as we're stacking them up to come back to the green flag, looks like race control is going to deem that on the 55 machine and puts him to the tail end of the field. But Justin Brooks is going to take the outside on this restart. Kind of doesn't surprise me, but then again, we'll probably, if we have continuous caution, we'll probably see that, it's him swapping back and forth like he tends to do. But that outside line definitely shows the momentum. They're stacking them up. David Hill's just waiting to pounce. Any day now. There we go. It takes a long time to get around this track. Justin Brooks, monstrous jump. David Hill tried to get the jump that he did, but they single file out. Ryan Hill's holding tough on that outside. He's going to have a nose there coming off turn 2, but he gives it up to David Hill. But David Hill just really gives him the line, just in case he does have a nose there.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to clear him now. Ryan's going to have that run, maybe dive to the inside, and he does.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, as we stack them up, really seeing that outside line kind of take dominance back here in the back of the field. Guys are just kind of like, when they're getting stuck on the bottom, they're just getting freight trained by the guys on the outside. Kind of looking back here, your second place in points, Sean Johnson. Started 7th, currently sitting in P9, but he's in that kind of preferred line looking on the outside of Curtis Carnes here in the 72 VP racing machine. Oh, we got Dylan Potts blinking, but he pulls off the track a little bit.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit more than blinking. I saw some smoke. I think he might have been a little sideways off the corner on top of that, but good save if he was.
Yeah, it looked like he was just pulling over, but we got a pretty intense battle back here with Robert Brobst and Jake Maki in the 13 machine. Actually, back here battling for 13th, we got a caution on the speedway. Oh, I see it. Evan Pienta on the wall again. Was he involved again? No, he was just trying to get through it. Looks like it started back
Benson
here with
Weaver.
With Benson Weaver, yep. Looked like he had a lot of help.
Yeah, let's take a look. See the cars behind him, the 03 and 54. Yeah, the 03 just makes a little bit of contact, drove it in a little too hard.
Would you say he threw an F-bomb in there? All right, yeah. I'll see myself out, boys.
Yeah, you could say that though, for sure.
I'll see myself out.
We're gonna go back and get the view from inside the 03. See what he saw. I think probably just drove it in a little too hard. Wasn't really expecting to get up to Benson, and once you're in too hard, it's hard to kind of slow it down and get it to turn low. So
yeah, he was pretty much committed. Well, it helped if I kind of unmute my stuff here, but yeah, I mean, just looking at that view there, Johnny. I mean, what
You
I
could
think
see
I
him
think
turning, man. He was turning as hard as he could there.
he definitely noticed he threw it in there a little too deep, but at the same time he was desperately trying to keep it off that 1x1 machine. But I mean, it was slightest contact as well. It's not like he drove through him. I mean, he just barely touched his left rear, which got him turned around sideways.
Yeah, that's I mean, we've seen it all season. That's one thing about these cars. Once they're sideways, it's almost impossible to save them. And yeah, I mean, I guess that could have been worse. There's still, those two are in the pits fixing some damage, but they were able to drive to the pits. So they're still in it.
Well, yeah, they're definitely still in it. I mean, there wasn't a lot of damage to those machines. I mean, the only other contact that I seen in that wreck was Evan Pienta, who kind of got in the wall a little bit, trying to get around the outside of that wreck. So he's got a little bit of damage there on his right side, but I mean, nothing to worry about. So kind of looking through the board as well, right? James Barker started in 20th. He's already made up 5 positions up to 15th. Kind of looking forward to him. We generally see him inside the top 10, towards the ends of these things. So, I mean, I'm not surprised to already see him gain as many positions as he has.
Yeah, he's consistently been a very good driver this season. Normally he has some fans in the chat. I don't know where they're at tonight, but we miss him.
Well, the pace cars are already on pit road. Justin Brooks has control of the start. We're waiting long way around. Looks like Brooks is going right at the Geico restart zone. Takes off. Ryan Phillips. I mean, he has the whole lane to himself. Brooks just took off on that restart.
Yeah. Ryan Phillips able to clear for second. The battle is on for third. Lucas Longmire and David Hill.
These guys are just, using each other up in these corners, trying to each get that preferred line around here. Guys on the bottom are just leaning on the top rows. Ooh, Dylan Potts into the outside wall. They keep it going straight. That was a good avoid. Sean Johnson's around in turn number 1. Looks like it's just going to be a self-spin. I mean, one of the things I noticed, man, these guys are just leaning on that top line. But in this case, it looks like Sean just had a little bit of help from the guy on the outside coming down a little bit. But
yeah, that was all the result of that big incident we seen going down the backstretch. 2 gets in the wall, trying to recover. And yeah, Sean just gets in. The 2 came down a little bit. But like I said, he was still trying to gather that car up. And yeah, little impact on the inside wall for Sean, but
that was some serious impact on the outside wall from both Dylan Potts as well as Scotty Phillips. I mean, they hit it hard.
Yes, they did.
I mean, that could have been a lot worse than what it was. I mean, if they would have just got hooked on the front straightaway, we would have definitely saw more than just a 1-car spin going into turn 1. We would have seen a parking lot. So
hey, I got to say, we're gonna get back and look at this one too. The 48 of William Cameron. Able to just perfectly get through that. It's definitely kind of chaos in front of him, and you can see we're going to see his inputs, how he managed to get through this wreck without hitting Johnson.
Oh man, quick reaction time. I mean, he's seen it, immediately reacted to it, and that put him right. Oh, oh, SpongeBob's catching all the action tonight.
Yeah, you kidding.
But I gave it to William Cameron. That was a great job avoiding really and essentially both of those incidents.
Yeah, very heads-up driving. That's kind of what you got to do, If you get involved in that, then you're fighting through the back of the field and all that. Right now he sees himself in 10th place because he was able to make it through the wreck. So, good job.
So these breeding cautions, kind of we've been seeing it kind of all season. Everybody just knows that these restarts are where we can capitalize and gain as many positions as we can. So things get a little rough and cars kind of get turned around. So it's not going to go away, really, Johnny, because it's there, right? You don't these short tracks. It's 100 laps, but 100 laps goes pretty quick around here. especially once everything gets under green flag condition, because it starts getting hard to pass. So these guys are really just trying to, I mean, the way I see it, these guys are really just trying to capitalize all the positions that they can, and we're just getting these little slight contacts that are spinning these cars around.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of what you gotta do in these cars. But what is this?
We're all good. Justin Brooks has control. Ryan Phillips was just teasing him, you know. But the green flag's off. But Ryan, even after that, did not get the run that he wanted. He's got a David Hill charging on his outside already in turn number 1 and 2. But looks like he's able to clear him going into 1.
Yeah, Hill's in the wall a little bit. There's probably about 6 cars that just hit the wall there, actually. But yeah, he gets that run down the bottom.
They're trying to get all these positions that they can on these restarts. I mean, now's the time to pass cars if you can. You know, the tires are cooled off, a little more grip. Because once the heat builds in, it's going to come down to this one lane racing that we had seen earlier on that little 12-lap stint that we had.
Yeah, and up front it already has. Looks like our first battle is back here with the 72 of Curtis Kearns and Scotty Phillips.
Yeah, these guys they're pretty much single filing back out. We got Jake Monkey back here in the wall. He gets it kind of gathered back up, but James Barker is there to try to capitalize on it. Kind of gets loose himself, trying to stay off of him.
Yeah, it's definitely tight racing back here. We got Danforth outside of the 28.
Ooh.
A little bit of contact.
Jake Monkey's around. We got a big crash on the front straightaway. Danforth's almost upside down. We have seen that car upside down too many times this season. But he almost went over, but he was able to get it back on all 4 and keep going.
Yeah, that was chaos is probably the right word for it. I think we've used that word a few times tonight, but yeah, we were on it live, but yeah, they're about 3 wide here. Danforth almost makes contact with the 28, and 28 just gets carried into the outside wall. He's able to save it, really. Like, there's only, 1 or 2 cars that went around, but that could have been a lot worse there.
That car only had 1 tire on the ground at some point, and he still managed to kind of straighten that car out. But yeah, I mean, Barker just got into the 13. It may have kind of looked like he was trying to tuck in behind him, but just wasn't quite clear. Or maybe just kind of misjudged where he was off the wall. But after he kind of got into him a little bit, I mean, it's hard for those guys to check up behind him, and kind of just finished him off.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see our first flip of the night, but
I thought so too.
I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad everybody was able to, keep it going there. And yeah, I think we're going to see some more of that. It's a lot of what you've been talking about. Just you have to run when you're on the bottom. You have to run up so high to kind of defend your position. And
yeah, it's just like we said, the tires are a little bit cool. When you're stuck on the bottom, you're trying not to lose a bunch of positions, especially back here in the back, because you can kind of get freight train pretty easy. You just don't get that run off the corner like you want, especially once the tires heat up. You know, unless you're Justin Brooks, of course.
yeah,
I mean, I am still I'm still in shock. Like, just the speed he was able to carry on the bottom line that we haven't really been able to see tonight. I mean, he's definitely got that car tuned in. You know, these other drivers are probably keeping a close eye on where he's running, because they're curious on, how they could pass on that bottom like he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody better at it, and we've seen that all season, and so far tonight. Excuse me. We do have a couple more shout-outs in the chat that I want to mention. We did get Buddy Barker said, "Get up on that wheel, James Barker." That must have been just before he almost got up on the wall, but we're glad that James was able to kind of hang on to it, and, he's not out of the race by any means. We also have Rob Liedel. Easy, Justin. Leave the dad jokes to the older guys. Referring to your
my F-bomb joke.
Yeah, the one you wanted to walk out on. But
Well, I'll throw a few more of them out before the end of the night. All right.
Yeah, we expect nothing less. We don't have Chase tonight, so we don't have to hear about farm animals. So it's up to you to keep us entertained.
Yeah, we're missing the old Chase Berry tonight. He usually will start talking about some dairy cows or something to keep us going.
Yeah, this is the prime time to have Chase right now. Under caution, waiting to come to the green, you know. But as I say that, here we go. Once again, Justin Brooks he takes the inside here, and
Oh, he's changing it up.
yeah, got to keep them on their toes. Coming to 61 laps to go. Brooks and Phillips up front. Brooks gets a great jump. Phelps gets a little bump there, and yeah, I mean they get into turn one clean.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a big checkup back here in the back, but they keep it all going straight. They're pretty much side by side. SpongeBob. William there in the 48 gets hard contact in the wall, but he keeps it going. Look at this 3 wide right here off turn number 4.
Yeah, the 05. Sean.
Oh, you knew that was coming. We knew it was coming. As they're still piling up going into one. They're still piling up. Oh, guys. Oh, man.
I think that was about 3 different wrecks that all kind of met together at the end of it. But
yeah, that was frustrating. I just, 3 wide here. It could happen, but I just don't think that the guy on the inside just realized that he was not clear. He may not have known he was 3 wide.
yeah, I mean he's probably expecting the 05's in the wall that he's not going to be there, but he got off of it and had a pretty good run. So yeah, and then we just see everybody checking up and stacking together, and we end up with a parking lot.
Yeah, it definitely ended up with a parking lot there in turn 1 because they were up against the wall for the longest time, and the yellow flag did not come out until the checkup and everyone else kind of just piling into each other. So race control must have just thought that, hey, these guys are going to straighten it out, and then they didn't. Now, keep in mind when I say race control, right? iRacing does control the yellows, right? So it's not our race controller that throws the yellow in this case, but
yeah, we're not throwing Sam under the bus yet.
Yeah, not yet. But the caution definitely did not come out until really, that second pack kind of caught the guys up against the wall.
Yeah, they wrecked for an entire straightaway before anything actually happened.
Yeah, so and if these drivers don't hear a yellow flag, they ain't checking up.
Yep. So we're kind of back to our usual parade laps here, but started off really good, and hopefully we can get some green flag laps in and finish this season off on a high note, right? But since we are under caution, we'll pick a random car to kind of go back and talk about. We got Lane Nicely. We saw him in the heat. He had started up front, got in the wall, fell back, finished at the tail of his heat, but yeah, it's still holding on here. He's got, solidly on the lead lap, just outside the top 15.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, Lane Nicely started on the last row tonight, 22nd place. So, I mean, hey, you can only go up from, starting from tail end of the field tonight. And we've seen in the heat race, he's definitely got some speed in the car, was able to kind of battle for the lead there in his heat race. So, kept the car clean, and it's good to see, right? I mean, I know he's missed quite a few races, not making him in the feature, so I'm sure he's ecstatic for being in the feature tonight, and already made up 5 positions tonight.
Yeah, you just brought it up too. Like, his car is clean. He has a little bit of damage on the right front, but it's just a scrape. That's probably going to be pretty important with this race. It's just keeping the nose clean, keeping yourself out of trouble, and the positions will come with it.
Well, while we're still single file too, right? I'm going to talk about another driver here while we're kind of double filing up. But right now in last place, Sean Johnson. I'm sure he's not happy right now in that RC Cola machine, but kind of got caught up in that spin. Remember earlier, just hasn't quite recovered from it.
He actually just got his lap back. He was a lap down, and
So we got really confused on what's going on here. The 44 machine is he's up here with the leaders.
yeah, I don't know. I think.
But anyways, Brooks has got control on the outside. He takes off. Going back here and looking, Belshaw. Yeah, he pulls over. It looks like we're going to be clear. We're still under green flag racing here into turn number 1. First battle up here on the track right now. It's the 08 Lucas Longmore into David Hill. They keep it going. That was very tight coming off turn number 2. Lucas Longmore, he had no choice. He had to give it up. Or else they both would have been wrecked down the back straightaway there.
Yeah, absolutely. We see, hey, the 48, after those few wrecks there, he's able to get himself into the top 5. He was in 10th. Another really solid run for him. Right behind that battle for 3rd, Lucas and David Hill.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, the SpongeBob machine of William, remember, he got that top 3 last weekend. You know, he counted that as a win, but he's driving to the front. He might get himself another top 3 if he continues on with this momentum that he's got right now.
We just had a car spin out. Looks like he's off the track. No caution. And now, there we go.
To see who that was?
The 03 of AJ Maglio. Looked like a self-spin. He got down to the apron, so no caution was called.
Yeah, it looks like he's pulled off the track. So he's going to finish 23rd position. AJ Maglio just kind of got caught up in too many wrecks, threw the F-bomb and pulled her on in. Sorry, I'll see myself out.
Well, the battle is on right now. Dylan Potts, after being put in the wall earlier, and he's still holding on, trying to make a move on Scotty Phillips here. It looks like Scotty's going to clear him.
I'm back here watching I'm back here watching this battle right now. The 2 cars that just got tangled up on the front straightaway, the 05 and the 64 Tristan. These guys are just going at it, dooring each other on the straightaways, trying to pass each other. It looks like Sharon Hill's finally going to clear him. Probably a little bit of tempers flaring from the last incident.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised as we see the 88 get the wall. His car is mangled. He definitely has not had a great night, but
well, yeah,
it looks like
he was definitely caught up in. He was definitely caught up in that last incident, but it was really like 2 incidents.
Yeah.
The aftermath. But we are
good
pretty much single.
With, I'm sorry. Got a good little battle with Evan Pienta and James Parker here.
Yeah, I was basically going to say that. I mean, that's pretty much the only battle on the racetrack right now. They've pretty much single filed out.
Yeah, it looks like Parker's going to be able to take advantage of the high side there, get around Evan, and put a little distance between him and make his move towards the front here.
Yeah, kind of looking at lap times right now. I mean, Justin Brooks is running over 1/10 to 2/10 faster than second place right now. Justin Brooks is just driving on rails. He's pulling away, but he's not like pulling too far away. Ryan Phillips is there. But definitely we know who's got the faster car tonight. But the battle really kind of stacks up for 3rd place here with Dylan Hill, Lucas Longmire, and then William Cameron. Again, top 5 right now for that 48 machine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trained on this battle here with Parker and Jake Mackey. They've been crossing each other over. Evan's back in the fight now. He just got the wall a little bit. It's been pretty intense.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I know you're watching that, but I'm watching that battle for 3rd place. 4th place. I just watched a SpongeBob car just go right around the outside of the GameStop number 29 machine of Scotty Phillips. Just right around the outside of him. Takes over 4th place.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Hill holding on to it, man, in 3rd here, and everybody behind him is kind of, I guess he's maybe stacking them guys up a little bit. They might have a little bit more speed, but 48's in the wall pretty hard that time.
Oh, commentator's curse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's able to hold on to it. running that high
Yeah.
side with Dylan Potts inside. He gets a little loose there.
Yeah, definitely could have been a lot worse. He only loses one position after getting that little bit of contact. Another driver that's been kind of just driving casually up the field here is Robert Brope. Started 12th up to 9th place. Right here behind this battle with the 48 that we're watching. He's trying
Yeah,
to make
Robert's
his moves
been
up to the front.
sneaky good all season. He's been able to kind of get up into the top 10, sometimes the top 5. He's had a really good run this season.
Yeah, definitely wants to finish it off on a good note here. As we're on lap 60, coming to 40 to go this time by. Justin Brooks, I mean, we seen it all season. He's pretty much got a commanding lead right now of 1.6 seconds over Ryan Phillips and David Hill in 3rd place. Oh, got a caution on the field. On the track.
Evan
Field
Pienta.
track.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been another self-spin. Maybe there was some contact involved. Let's go back and take a look. Evans battling inside of Jake Mackey, coming down the backstretch here. There's some contact behind them, too. And, yeah, Evans running that really low line, and he just gets loose all on his own.
You can definitely see there on your replay there that left side tires were just on the apron, and that difference in transition there is going to loosen that car up. And as you can see, he just wasn't able to keep it under him. Yeah, Evan Pienta and that 55 Mitchell Racing Machine is just not having the night that they want. Really hasn't had the night, the performance that they wanted for the last couple of races now.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that we've seen be really fast in the past in these cars, and he did run up front towards the beginning of the season, but he's just been, mired in the back and in the pack, and it's hard to do. It's not easy. You got to really time your runs out, and where you're going to go, and obviously trying something there, it didn't work. So.
Yeah, I mean, some of these tracks, each short track that we've been to just has that little bit of different characteristic to it that maybe Evan's just not really accustomed to, or, try to get that, what's that word I'm looking for? That kind of, you know what? Not even, we're just going to change the subject. I don't know. There are tracks that just don't cater to my driving style, and there's some that are, and this may not be one that Evan Pienta quite has a grasp on. But his car looks in pretty good shape, so I don't see him having any significant performance issues. Really, car looks in really good shape considering some of the incidents we've been in tonight. But kind of looking through the field here. So we're coming down to, what are we coming down to? 37, coming to 36 to go. This battle for, kind of 3rd place on back here has been really heating up.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. I'm sorry. Yeah, we've seen it. We were watching it a little bit there, and yeah, I mean, it's been the 48, 43, the 08, and the 29. They've been just under a blanket that whole last run.
Well, Ryan Phillips, he's definitely kind of been learning these last few restarts, even though Brooks is taking the bottom. I think he might try to time the jump. It looks like he is kind of in front of him here. As long as he doesn't beat him line, Brooks takes off. But Ryan doesn't quite get the jump that he needs. David Hill is already underneath Ryan Phillips as they come across the line here, going down to turn number 1.
Yeah, really good start for Justin. Looks like, man, 43 is not able to hold that line underneath of the 27. But, yeah, still able to clear out for 3rd. The battle is on behind them. Lucas Longmire has the 29 of Scotty Phillips underneath of him.
Yeah, David Hill definitely, his car looked like it got a little tight there. Had to kind of back out, but, protect that 3rd place position here, and he'll definitely have a run for the 29 here in the next coming laps.
Absolutely. We just saw some absolute chaos in the back here. There was a car in the wall. I think they were about 4 wide on top of that.
Oh, Evan Pienta, hard impact on the front straightaway. He gets him straight. Him and Lane nicely had some contact back there with the 8 machine. They get it back straight as they're trying to squeeze 3 wide back here.
Yeah, they're not done yet. Benson Weaver's trying to put his nose in the middle, but it looks like Evan's going to get that run on the bottom and clear up.
Yeah, Lane nicely right now is just getting used up by some of these guys on the inside line. They just know that top line is dominant, so they kind of just pinch the outside. You don't really get to hear that much. Usually the outside's pinching the bottom, but not tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, we've been talking about it's a very unique track, right? So, but yeah, it looks like everybody is single filed out now besides Robert Props here for 9th place.
Well, one thing I've definitely noticed, these guys are really just sending it down to that bottom lane. It seems like the car's sticking, but when they're coming off that corner, they hit that transition and banking there, and their cars are definitely stepping out, and they're losing that run that they're getting off the corners. That's why it's really hard to pass on the bottom. We got David Hill up here running extreme high line. Kind of opens the door for Lucas Longmire on the inside here.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, a
little bit of contact there.
Worked, but maybe he's trying to explore the track a little bit, see if there's some speed up there that maybe nobody else has found.
You definitely got to try something. I mean, just last lap time alone, Justin Brooks ran a 22.34 with second place, was a 5.2, almost 2/10 faster a lap right now, Justin Brooks. These guys are going to be searching everywhere on the track.
Got the 2 of Dylan Potts. He still has his hat in the ring here, trying to make a move on the 48 of William Cameron. He's got his nose low. He's been able to kind of stay on his quarter panel the last couple laps here.
Yeah, like you said, definitely, if you notice, just the cars are getting upset on the exits of the corners. We got a caution on the track. What do we got? The 77, looks like. Jacob Phillips.
That would be correct. There was another car involved too, it looked like. So,
yeah, it definitely looks like he got some help.
Yeah, we see him. He's battling with the 54 of Garrett Lane. Yeah, he's got up in front of him on the straightaway, and I don't know if he maybe slowed down a little more than Garrett was anticipating, or if Garrett just said, "Hey, it's my position."
That won't be the first time we've seen that tonight. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't necessarily say he pulled in front of him. I mean, Jacob just kind of looking back here, kind of just held where his line was. I think Garrett just kind of tried to either cross over and just kind of didn't anticipate the entrance speed that he had compared to the 77. But and it's not like, again, it's not like they're just driving through one another. It's just the slightest contacts on that rear end kind of lifts that rear end up off the ground, and around these things go. And it's hard to get these things turned back straight when they're that sideways.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, we are wrapping this thing up. We're down to 25 laps to go. Coming down to the end of this, man, you might see the tempers flare a little bit. You might see some guys start driving a little harder. They know last race of the season, they want to get everything they can, so...
Or as Chase Berry would say, get all the paybacks out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's potential. We see some of that too.
Oh boy. But like you said, 25 laps to go. Does Ryan Phillips have anything for Justin Brooks tonight? I mean, Justin Brooks has pretty much set sail from what we've seen on these restarts. I mean, just second and a half to, or excuse me, a tenth and a half to 2/10 a lap faster. Man, if he was a second and a half faster, let me tell you.
Yeah, the only way to have anything for him is he's either going to need to make a mistake or someone's going to have to figure out the restarts. But these short tracks with these cars, man, it's just all about who can hit the gas first, and not much you can do about it.
Yeah, but we're definitely stacked back up. He takes the inside line for this restart. David Hill right there behind him. Ryan Phillips on the outside. Ryan Phillips, he's going to try and time it this time a little bit better. Let's see. Brooks is waiting and waiting. He takes off. Definitely a lot better restart than what we've seen. Kind of stacked up the field a little there, but oh, we got an immediately yellow flag right after that.
Yeah, it's 64, Tristan Mayhew, car we saw up front at the beginning of this race. Looks like a little bit of right rear damage. Let's get back and see what happens.
I think this was a, remember how I said there was a little bit of a checkup on that restart there. Not from the leader, but from everybody anticipating the yellow or anticipating the launch. And what that does is that causes that chain reaction and just kind of innocent bystander there of Tristan.
Yeah, that's
one person thinks the leader goes and then doesn't. He goes and then immediately stops. Well, everybody behind him sees him go, so they go. It's just going to cause a big stack up. So it looks like race control is going to put a single file for this next restart, and in hopes to getting some green flag racing underway. Well, with 20 laps to go, this single file restart with about 20. But we got 22 cars still on the track. That's going to be a really long line.
Yeah. And I imagine they're all going to be right up on the wall, already in that preferred line. So, yeah, it definitely shakes things up a little bit. You're still going to see the same thing up front. The leader's going to get a better jump. But it's probably a blessing for Ryan Phillips, because a lot of times that inside line was getting the jump with Justin and, getting out to Ryan Phillips' door. So...
Yeah, he's definitely probably counting his blessings so he doesn't have to race into turn one like he has been. Yep.
Yeah.
So race control sorting that incident out and issuing penalties as they seem fit. But kind of looking up here in the front, right? Same guys we've seen all night. Ryan Phillips, David Hill, Lucas Longmire, Scotty Phillips, and then SpongeBob Machine of William Cameron sitting there in 6th place after starting 11th. Curtis Carnes, 7th with Dylan Potts in 8th. Robert Brost, as we mentioned earlier, is having a good night tonight, already inside the top 10, running 9th. And Clifton Simmons, guy we don't, quite see up here right now. He's running in the 10th position, having a good solid night tonight.
Yeah, outside of, what was it, the road course that he did pretty good with. He had that crazy battle with Danforth at the end. But, yeah, good to see him up front. We also, you brought him up, Curtis Kearns. We got a fan in the chat for him. Good luck, Curtis, from Leslie. Yeah, he's been running in the top 10. Really good run for him here. And, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, currently in the 7th position. Looks like we're lining up to take the green. Justin Brooks has control of this restart. Kind of curious to see how the single file restart. Like you said, they're up against the wall, and they're going to stay there. Brooks waits till we hit the straightaway to go. Gets a good jump, and I think this was one of the better restarts. It really helped out Ryan Phillips. I mean, he's right there. Brooks hasn't got out to the lead that he's been getting on these restarts as much as we did on that one. Going through, I don't really see any battles.
Outside of, the entire top 5 smacking the wall there, it seems pretty tame so far. But,
well, you definitely can't say these guys aren't driving the wheels off these things. Trying to catch that number 33 machine for the last time this season. But I'm going to tell you what, who is right there in 2nd place, and he is not letting him go, is Ryan Phillips.
Yeah, definitely. He's able to hold pace with him a little bit here. We'll see. Maybe Ryan has something saved up, but...
as he tags the wall there off turn 2, but so does David Hill. These guys are just giving it all they can off these corners, just using the wall.
Yeah, we've seen it all night. And, yeah, this battle is still... It's been going on for P3 this entire race. David Hill, Lucas Longmire, Scotty Phillips, William Cameron, and they're still trying to sort this one out.
Yeah, definitely looking back here. I mean, Ryan Phillips is definitely matching lap times with Justin Brooks right now. Brooks is trying to opt to run that higher line right now, kind of arcing the center and getting the run off of the turn. but comparing lap times right now, they are definitely identical.
Yeah, it seems like they're sort of swapping back and forth which line they're going to run. Maybe trying to keep the other guy off, on their toes essentially. But
well, you got the battle for the lead, but you also got the battle for third on back. They're all stacked up. Lucas Longmire, like one corner. Oh, David Hill gets into the wall there. It's going to stack them up. Scotty Phillips is going to try and take advantage. Lucas Longmire having to check up for that. Looks like they get single file back out. No, he's definitely still trying to peak there.
yeah, he gets his nose underneath. Maybe a little bit of contact on the front stretch, and not done yet. Oh God,
man! I thought maybe Lucas Longmire thought he was clear going into that corner, but man, what a save! They are still battling hard side by side right now.
Absolutely, yeah. This is turned into a bit of an exciting race for third place here. Well, really fourth, but that mistake from Hill kind of shook everything up. The 08 with a really good run, but he has nowhere to go with it.
And then back here, actually battling for 6th through 8th place right now. They're side by side, right behind them. As we're coming to 10 to go this time by, these guys are shaking up, trying to get every position they can.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Scotty Phillips is able to get up to David Hill now.
Oh, Robert. Yes, Robert Props is backwards on the back straightaway. It looks like he had a little bit of help. But they made a little contact with Curtis Carnes, who was able to keep it straight, but Clifton Simmons just wasn't able to check up in time. Because it looks like Robert just, had to lift heavily to not spin the 72 machine. Ended up getting spun himself.
Yeah, that's just kind of a racing deal, right?
Yeah, if you definitely have a in-car view, I would definitely check out maybe the 13 machine. Kind of had who was right behind the 38 there of Clifton Simmons, and as you can see, he just has it just happens so fast, right? Even like Jake, he just could not see what was going on in front of him until he probably saw the rear spoiler of the 5 car up in the air.
Yeah, definitely. That could take you by surprise for sure. But
well, this is definitely going to shake things up. Kind of curious to see when we'll take the green flag. We'll probably have about 5 to go. But I'm going to tell you one person that was charging hard there at the end, Ryan Phillips. Justin Brooks there towards the end kind of started to pull back away from him, but Ryan definitely gave it his all there and was really reeling in the distance between them two.
yeah, that was definitely the most competitive we've seen him all night, and unfortunately just stopped with that caution. But yeah, we'll see if he can replicate what he did last time and see if he can make a charge for the win.
So we're waiting on. Yes, so it looks like Samuel is gonna deem that on a 38 machine. So 38 machine is gonna get an EOL penalty and go back to the tail, which kind of sucks with these 5 laps to go. But and it's heartbreak too, because I mean he had nowhere to go, but
yeah, I mean, it started in front of him really, but I mean, yeah, Sam's been pretty consistent with calling it on the car that initiates contact from behind essentially. So yeah, I mean that's the rules. That's what we go with. Yeah, definitely sucks for him though. He was having a really good run, and we were just talking about him. Of course, I mean I think we've commentator cursed everybody in the field here tonight, but we had to do it at least one more time.
Well, we definitely had a short yellow there. They are definitely going to take the green with 5 to go. Brooks has control. Ryan Phillips are going to be single file as well. Ryan Phillips got a good run on the jump, a good jump on the last one. Brooks is going to wait. He waited a little bit longer than he did last time. Kind of caught Ryan there sleeping. About 3 car lengths advantage as he go into turn 1.
Yep, not a bad start. We got the heat is on for P3. 29 of Scotty Phillips gets the nose inside of David Hill. Same thing we saw right before that caution.
As caution breeds cautions. Let's see who we got around. I don't see anybody around.
Sounds like Curtis Kearns. I think Garrett Lane might have been involved.
Yeah, so we got Lane Nicely and Garrett Lane. They ended up getting it straightened back out, but kind of hooked each other off of the back straightaway here. They were able to get it straightened back out, but yellow was flown for that. So we'll stack them back up for a what looks to be a green-white checkered, and we only have one green-white checker tonight, so this will be the last restart of the evening.
Yeah, and last restart of the season too. So
yeah, it's definitely been a fun season up here in the booth, and I appreciate everybody. I know we'll talk about it again, but everybody tuning in, everybody in the chat, cheering on their favorite drivers, cheering on their favorite announcers as well, right?
Yeah, we should have had a vote for that too. I don't know. I think it would have been, pretty tight race between you and Chase, right? But
no, definitely you take the gold, boss man.
I don't know about that, but yeah, either way, it's definitely been fun. I appreciate you coming up here and help me out with it too. If I did it by myself, I would lose my mind. So at least I have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, you have somebody up here equally as bad. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like you said earlier, nobody said we were good at this.
Definitely, like I mentioned, the green-white checkered for tonight. Justin Brooks, I mean, he's pretty much led since what, lap 9? Just dominating tonight's race.
Yeah,
just one more restart. Pretty much seals him up from win number 8 or 7. 7 or 8.
It's 8. Yeah. Yeah, 8 wins on the season. I think that's gonna break his record. I would have to go back and look. But yeah, definitely dominating performance all season long. He's got one more restart to go out on top, and send everybody off for this season.
Well, based off of what we're seeing from Ryan Phillips, he's definitely going to probably take some action on this restart. Probably try to time it. Probably jump it a little early just to see what he can do on this restart. But there's a big gap right now between second and third place. I'm unsure why we're all gapped up right now, but I'll tighten it back up before we go green here. But Ryan Phillips. Oh, hold on. We got a incident down here. They're going to delay the green. Looks like Robert Brose got turned around here.
Huh. Yeah, let's go back and take a look at what happened there. It might only be a 1 lap extension, so if you can keep an eye on that. But
yeah, it's definitely a 1 lap extension. Nope, excuse me, 2 laps. Got 2 laps to green here. They got to let the pace car get back on the track, which the pace car is dipping off right now. These guys are all spread out. They need to get back in line. Justin Brooks is going to command the restart. What a chaotic restart here, but Ryan Phillips is right there. He's going to be looking to get the jump. Justin Brooks takes off. Ryan Phillips doesn't get the jump that he needed for that last restart. Brooks has pretty much sailed away into turn 1. Ryan Phillips just waiting on him to make a mistake, though. But he's going to be driving it as hard as he can for these last 2 laps. We got a battle for third place between Scotty Phillips and David Hill. They're side by side going into turn 3. Scotty Phillips is just clear. Is he going to pull up in front of David Hill off of turn number 4? David Hill powers it down. They're still side by side for third place as we take the white flag.
That's right. Last lap of the season. The battle is on for third place, but the story is Justin Brooks able to drive his way through the field from 10th place in 10 laps, lead the rest of the race, and out of 4, Justin Brooks, your champion, is going to win the final race of the season.
Johnny, don't sound so excited, man.
That's pretty exciting.
I'm just kidding. Well, I can tell you what, I know two individuals that are probably happy for tonight's race. Between Ryan Phillips and Scotty Phillips, gonna have some trouble these last few races, finishing in the top three there. You know, they're pretty excited about that finish. But Justin Brooks, man, just straight domination this season, in winning 8 out of the 10 races. You know, that guy right there, true champion.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. He just performs flawlessly every every race, and unless he's involved in a wreck or something, and even then you can't count him out. So flawless performance this season. Deserves every one of those burnouts that he's given us on the front stretch. And
I'm trying to look. You know, I can't points math in my head, but I'm pretty sure Sean Johnson should wrap up second place. And Ryan Phillips should be third. Kind of just totally guessing here.
yeah, it's going to be close. We're going to have to keep an eye on the social medias after this. We'll post the final point standings there. But yeah, I wanted to go back and see that battle with Scotty Phillips. But yeah, poor David Hill stayed third place that entire race and got passed on the last restart.
Well, it ain't over till it's over.
Yeah, so I guess we will start our interview process here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing before we do that, right? David Hill, he was anticipating running third place after 100 laps, not 103.
It's very true. And hey, it would have been one less, too, without that last restart debacle, right? But
yeah, 100%. Well, I'll go ahead and grab Scotty down here for you, if you are ready.
Yep. Scotty Phillips, able to work your way into the top 3 2 weeks in a row here. Take us through that last lap battle. Well, really, it wasn't the last lap battle. It went on for probably about 10 laps with David Hill, and really throughout the whole race for that third through about 5th and 6th position. How you feeling tonight?
Pretty good, man. That was a fun race. This track's pretty fun. There's multiple grooves. That last lap there, he looked like he had a rough start, and I thought if I can get to the inside of him, I had a shot. And I just went for it. It was a good race though. Super fun race.
Yeah, we saw a lot of really good action up front. Like I said, that battle that you guys were in for literally the entire race. You, the 43, the 08, 48 was up there a lot. Yeah, definitely made it pretty exciting for us. I think that's probably what we watched most of the time. But yeah, once again, congratulations. And hey, we got I think it's first time this season, you and your brother both on the podium. Do you have anybody that you want to thank? Anything you want to say? Hey, it's the last race of the season. Any final send-offs?
Oh, just thank you guys for what you do. It's a great broadcast every week. And thanks, Spark guys, and I'll thank my girlfriend watching. She should be watching. And I'll thank my brother too. He puts the wrap on my car. We have a blast running together. About time we both got in the top 3 together. I think it was a long time coming.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very cool to see. Yeah, so yeah, I guess we'll see you later on. It's going to be a little while. We're taking some time off, but yeah, I'm sure we'll see you around somewhere. And yeah, once again, congratulations.
Yep, for sure, man. Thank you, Johnny.
Well, that was definitely your third place finish there, Scotty Phillips. Like you said, making that kind of last minute pass around David Hill is third place that whole time. But it ain't over till it's over. We'll bring down his brother that you mentioned, Ryan Phillips. You got a copy?
I do.
Ryan Phillips, second place tonight, and looks like you should bring home either possibly second, maybe third in points. kind of waiting on the final tallies from that. But solid performance tonight. You know, we're going to talk about it. Did you think you had anything there for Brooks on that last restart?
I don't know if he's playing with me or not, probably, but it felt like for the first 5 laps I could keep pace kind of with him, and then he just drive away from me. But for the most part, that was a good run. I learned some things watching Brooks tonight, so that helped.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely good watching Brooks, right? Learn from him. But I'm going to tell you what, tonight you were fast, man. I'm really watching lap times. It's not like he was pulling away. You were definitely there. For a while there, you were pulling good couple tenths a lap on him there for a while. We thought we were going to have a run for him there, but these cautions probably did not help you out there. But solid performance tonight. How was the car tonight? I mean, we've seen a lot of people getting a little bit loose, getting in the wall there. Was it pretty snug, pretty loose? How was the car feeling tonight?
It was pretty snug. Getting off the corners was a little loose, but I think people were probably just had too much wheel in it coming off the corner. That's probably why they were loose. It was snapping on them. I mean, the harder you drove it, the more it felt balanced. So I just started driving it harder and harder, and it started to be more and more balanced.
Yeah, it's really funny to say that. I'm literally watching Johnny stream right now as you're hitting the outside wall, driving it off the corner. But you got to love it, man. You got to love it. Well, solid performance all season, as mentioned. Right now, we're kind of waiting on the final tally and whether you pass Sean for second place. But even still, you're pretty much guaranteed a top 3. Is there anybody you'd like to thank this season, man, and kind of get a good send-off before we kick back off next year?
Yeah, man. Thank you to Spark. Thank you to you guys broadcasting. I know it's a tedious job. I really appreciate it. It's kind of cool to be able to go back and watch these races. Thanks to my little brother for all the help he helps me with. My wheel was messing up, and he talked me through it. Be even able to race tonight, so that was pretty cool. Thanks to Brooks for running me clean, and the other guys that were up front. David Hill, Lucas. Thanks, man.
Well, I'm definitely going to say one thing, and Johnny may say the same thing. Between you and your brother, right, in those paint schemes, yes, you had offsetting colors, but we would consistently get you two confused.
Yeah, I think next season we might do something with the numbers or something to help you guys out.
Yeah, because from a distance, right, you'll see 27, and that 7 looks like a 9 sometimes, and you're like, oh, man, it's one of them. It's one of them. One of them are up there.
Yeah.
But, man,
last
solid
year was even worse, but...
Solid performance, second place, man. Go on, enjoy it. Enjoy the podium with your brother, and we'll catch you on the next one, boss man. But that right there, Ryan Phillips, your second place finisher. Johnny Rapp, you know who we're about to talk to, the champion. I mean, pretty much had this thing locked in, I think, probably about 6 races ago. Just, I'm telling you, sometimes I'm jealous. I think that's what it is. I think I'm just jealous, right? Able to hit those just be that consistent. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I feel like I am good, but I know I'm not that good, especially with these late models that he's able to. But I'm gonna bring him in for you, boss man. He's all yours.
Absolutely, it is Justin Brooks, not only the race winner tonight, but the season 3 champion. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. How about you?
Hey, not too bad. We just got done watching you put a whooping on the field here. Take us through your race a little bit. I know, the invert, you've been, fighting with that all year. You got, all those poles, but I think tonight might have been the fastest we ever saw you get through the field. So how was that?
Oh yeah, I was a little pissed off tonight, and I said, "Screw it, I ain't being patient. I'm just gonna go for every hole I can get." Made my way up through there. Thankfully, didn't get put in the wall or anything like I did the other week, but made my way up through there methodically, and just tried to drive the crap out of it. Put myself in the lead, did a slider, and control the pace.
Yeah, one thing we saw was you were able to really make that bottom work. Is there anything that we are missing? Well, the rest of the field was missing it too. But you were really able to kind of, carry that momentum where we saw everybody else would wash up and kind of door each other.
All it is just about slowing your car down and putting your left front tire in that seam. If you hit that seam just right, it makes it wrap around it, whether it's that line or in the middle. I mean, I would run that some laps, and when the tires heated up, I'd run back in the middle because it didn't have as much grip down there, but it felt like it was faster firing off, for me at least, running the bottom.
Yeah, hey, you definitely made it work. Yeah, and then that last couple restarts there being single file, do you think that helped out? It seemed like maybe Ryan was able to make that work a little better when it was double file, but
Yeah, obviously it does. I mean, you got to worry about somebody beside you, and it's harder to time a restart when you're behind someone than you are right beside them. I mean, I don't know what was going on in the back. I heard a bunch of commotion over the voice channels, but uh, yeah, made it easier in my end.
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, once again we said you are the champion. You already had that locked up, but uh this is the final race of the season here. You have the floor for any final send-offs, anybody you want to thank, anything you got going on. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to thank Dade and everybody at Spark for allowing me to race over here and have some fun on Monday nights. Some of these fellas out here, it's a pleasure to race against some of them. Give a special shout out to Ryan Phillips, Scotty Phillips, two good guys, and Ryan's gotten really fast. Scotty's fast already, but Ryan's really been turning up the wick lately and making me work for it. Appreciate him running me clean every single week. The other guys out there running me clean too. I appreciate clean hard racing and try to give it back whenever I'm beside them at any point during the race. Yeah, thank them. Make it short and sweet tonight. So
Hey, well, it sounds good. Once again, congratulations. That is your champion, Justin Brooks.
Yeah, champion, no doubt. I mean, he showed 8 wins on the season. Pretty sure he got the pole on every race as well, except for the one race he did not start. Or did he get the pole on every race?
I think he may have got the pole in every race. I'm not sure. So I
No,
think
I'm
he was
showing
there
here where Clifton Simmons got a pole. So
yeah,
yeah.
that was the road course, I think.
Yep. So yeah,
actually, that should still be Justin because I think we still inverted it. So I might have to go in and mess with that in the stats. But either way, yeah, I mean, just dominating performance all season long, and it's he sounded a little bit in a
it's
hurry
not like
tonight, maybe a hurry to go celebrate, but he deserves every accolade that he gets here. This is it's not easy to get that good, and he's put the
no,
work
and
in.
it's you definitely have to put the work in, right? This invert that we had this season, it doesn't make it easy, right? Starting in 10th place is pretty difficult, right? You know, you're kind of pinned back there. You have to kind of, like he said, methodically work your way to the front each week in and week out. So definitely not just handed to him by no means, right? He definitely put it in. It definitely deserves every bit of it. Pretty much won championship just outright, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We see some extracurricular activities happening on the track here, but yeah, I mean, still, really great run for everybody tonight. There was some chaos in the back, but the battle up front, that whole top 10 battle was just impeccable all night. But
it's definitely good to see kind of finish off the season with a really good race, right? We had a lot of green flag run. Yeah, we had our cautions, but we actually had a lot of green flag run, a lot of side-by-side racing, a lot of hard, door-to-door action there. So great way to send off the season. Just kind of kick off our lineup here, our finishing order here.
yeah, so yeah, here we go. We just talked to him. Justin Brooks, Ryan Phillips, and Scotty Phillips, the brothers, running out the podium. We have David Hill. We talked about it. He was up battling for third the entire race. Finally got past at the end, but a really strong run for him. Lucas Longmire, Dylan Potts, William Cameron, Curtis Kearns. They were all in that, like, just great battle that we saw all night. Shout out to those guys. Really good run. Jake Maki coming in ninth. We saw him kind of involved in some stuff earlier on, but he kind of hung around that, tail end of the top 10 and able to hold on and make it work. And then we see Evan Pienta, he kind of rebounded from an incident earlier on and able to bring him a top 10.
Yeah, and you got Benson Weaver, right? Great performance, finishing or won his heat race earlier. Come home in 11th place. James Barker started 20th and ended up finishing 12th tonight. Sean Johnson kind of didn't have the night that he wanted, so we're definitely going to see how the points kind of shake up for that second place battle, right? For him finishing 13th tonight. Sharon Hill in the 05 finished 14th. Caleb Hill 15th, and Tristan Mahue started on pole tonight with the invert, ended up finishing 16th tonight. Jacob Phillips 17th, James Danforth 18th, Robert Brobst in 19th, Clifton Simmons 21st, or excuse me, 20th. 21st, just kind of finishing up here. Garrett Lane nicely. And then our only 2 DNFs tonight is Bob Belshaw and AJ Maglio in the F-bomb car.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love his car.
We hate to see that because AJ was having a really good run. Bob did well in the heats, and but yeah, either way, it's the last race of the season. We appreciate all these guys coming out and trying to make it a good show, and I thought it was a decent one, right? So yeah, with that said,
It was a really good race tonight.
yeah, we we don't have a schedule. We don't got to talk about that this time, because it's the last
You're gonna
race,
pull
so,
up the schedule, Johnny. You've pulled up the schedule every race so far. Pull up the schedule.
I really like pulling up the schedule. So, here we go. We just saw. Okay, we can do this and do maybe a little recap of what we remember about each race. So we started out with the bull ring. I don't think you were here for that one, but
I was not.
definitely an interesting race. And be honest with you, I'm not going to remember what happened at each one. But I know we didn't do the Irwindale double, but we ended up doing the outer only. And
my only memory from Irwindale, I don't remember who it was, but somebody went to the opening.
Definitely a highlight
That's
of
what
the
I remember.
season. I
can't believe I don't remember who it was.
But it was Matthews. I think it was Matthews. Yeah, but
Was it Matthews?
Yeah.
South Boston, right, was the kind of the beginning of the shakeup of the season with that big crash right at the very beginning that took out Justin Brooks, who almost came back and got a top 5 finish out of it.
Yeah, that was definitely a very.
That was a huge crash.
Yeah, yeah, it was chaos, but yeah, that was pretty interesting one. North Wilkes-Barre is always a great race. Whether or not it was a caution fest, it's okay because everybody likes going there. It's just a fun track. And we had the road course. That was kind of a big shakeup too. Like I said, we saw 38 of Clifton Simmons do good there. We saw Benson Weaver lead a bunch of laps, and Justin Brooks was still able to come back and win that, showing that it's not all about ovals with him, right? So that was an interesting one.
Then we followed up with Nashville Fairgrounds. Yep. That was an exciting race. We're not going to talk about it.
One thing I'll say about that is that we did do a throwback design award for Nashville, and William Cameron did bring that home. We have a poster going out to him shortly with the
old SpongeBob.
Yeah, the old SpongeBob car won that. We had New Smyrna last week. Or no, I'm off here.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the
New Smyrna. One thing I remember about that was James Barker doing a flip down there in turn 3 and 4. I remember all the flips, Johnny.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, it's understandable, but yeah, well, either way, I mean, it's been a fun season to call, and cool to see all these guys out here and joining the league and the community. It's it's cool to have a lot of these guys around. Like you don't see it here, but we just randomly on like a Thursday night or something, there'll be like 5 to 10 people that just randomly join up and we all start racing something. It's pretty cool deal. But yeah, unless you got anything else, I'm gonna send it off here.
No, definitely just want to thank you, boss. I mean, it's been fun. Granted, like I said, we ain't the greatest at this, but I do enjoy doing it, right? It's definitely fun to sit here and watch these guys go around, talk to guys in the chat, and just kind of shoot the bull with you, And definitely hope to do this again with you. Definitely enjoyed it this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
but I'm also going to say off one thing. Make sure you tune in for Wednesday, right? I'm racing for the championship on Wednesday. hopefully get a good decent finish and not get absolutely destroyed by a hurricane again, like that happened the other week. And I wish everybody in the South Florida area right now sending my thoughts and prayers with the Cat 5 that's heading towards us. So yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good point. You know, we're thinking about it, even from the last one, everybody that's been affected, and we hope that everybody does everything they can to stay safe with this hurricane coming up. But yep, with that said, we are going to end it off. I want to thank everybody for racing with us, giving us a shot, coming out, watching, getting in the chat. Everybody that's voted in the Fans Choice Award, all the partners, you know, Rescreened and Evan Pienta Designs and Team Goon Squad and, you know, Robert Rops Designs, everybody. I think I'm missing one. Oh, Benson with number 1 hero cards, putting on that street stock deal. It's been a lot of fun this season too. And yeah, once again, everybody watching and chatting, for Johnny Rapp and Justin Wilson in the booth. Have a nice night. Yeah, I guess that works, right? No, we got to do better than that. We will see.
Yeah, don't forget about your Spark mugs. You forgot to bring that up, Johnny.
Yeah. For Johnny Rapp and Justin Wilson in the booth, go buy a mug.